Welcome to episode 26 with our friend Coriann. Welcome to the show, friend. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing well. All right, so our first question that we ask all of our guests is, what are you loving right now?
Okay, so I'm really into dry brushing right now. I know I'm super late to the game, but I'm a rebel at heart, and I think you guys have talked about your four tendencies from Gretchen Rubin. Well, I'm a rebel. So basically, anytime people are jumping on a bandwagon, you can find me in the other direction. But yeah, so I've been diving deeper into honoring my menstrual cycle rather than like fighting it, which I know a lot of women do. And since the second half of your cycle is all about like supporting detox, I've started dry brushing every night, and I can definitely tell a difference. So I might be late to the game, but I really like it now.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good for the lymphatic system.
Yeah.
Getting all that stuff moving around. I bought a dry brush, but I just like couldn't get into it. Like, because it says to like dry brush before you get into the shower. And typically before I'm getting in the shower, I'm like disgusting. Most of the time from like a workout in my garage or something where I'm just like sweating and I would like ruin the brush. I'm like, I'm not going to do that now. And then I'm like, is it okay to do it afterwards? Like they say to do it before. Would it like ruin my lymphatic system if I did it after? I don't know. I mean, that's a joke, but I'm just.
Yeah, when I first started, I did not like it. I had this like really hard brush and I was like, this is hurting me.
Yeah.
But after a while, then you like tearing your skin up, I guess. So
So talk to us because there's a certain way you have to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like tell us through that motion.
Yeah, so it's just like small brush strokes, and you want to start at like your feet and your limbs, and then you want to go towards the heart. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yep.
I make everybody touch the back of my arms now since I've been dry brushing because I'm like, they're so soft. Come feel them.
Yeah, not creepy at all. Just a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Touch this.
Sure. And then I'm like, touch my face from the heel. So soft.
Yeah.
You're just all kinds of soft right now, aren't you, Casey?
Yeah.
I make so many friends too.
Just touch me.
Yeah,
my
touch
arms. That's funny. Yeah, I dry brushing is so great for us. So wonderful for detoxification, but I just don't do it enough. So it's cool you've gotten into it.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything that people should look for when they are purchasing a dry brush?
Well, you want different firmness for different parts of the body. So a more firmer brush for like your legs or your limbs. But you want a softer brush for like the tender areas like your chest or your face. And natural bristles instead of synthetic bristles are best.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get yours?
Natural grocers, I think.
Awesome.
Fancy.
They have everything there.
Yeah. I got mine off Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a bamboo, non-synthetic dry brush.
Yeah.
Super
My dog
fancy.
approved of mine. She chewed it up a little bit.
Oh,
It
no.
tasted good.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That
Her
is
mouth
not
is so
good.
exfoliated though.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you always have a video of your dog like chewing up lipstick or something.
Luna, how old is Luna now? She's still a puppy.
Yeah, maybe a year and a half. We really don't know.
Yeah, she's a baby.
Yeah. Clearly our boarding school dollars are not paying off.
Hey,
She's still
they
chewing
will. They will when she hits like 2 years and 2.5. That's when like something clicks in their brain and they're like, oh, I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
Luna.
Well, let mine know because they haven't reached that point yet and they're like 3 and 4. So.
Oh, no. Well, thank God. My Luna, we just started leaving her out of her kennel because it was like all day in the kennel, and we just started leaving her out, and she doesn't chew up anything. I mean, knock on wood.
Yeah,
I
really.
think that switch like clicked. I'm just thrilled.
Yeah.
They'll get there.
And your dogs always help you work out. I feel
Oh,
like.
yeah.
They're
Yeah. Help by getting in the way.
Well, I mean, you got to touch something with your butt when you're squatting, right? How do you know if you're getting low enough?
Yeah, really. Gosh, they are insane.
They're cool dogs. Dogs are the best.
Yes.
Luna's always running around me when I'm in the gym too. Now, good thing Luna, she like stays out of my way. Zoe, if I'm like on the ground doing anything on the mat, holy shit, she like wants licks, like in the face, or like just comes like lays where my feet are. I'm just like, Zoe, please move, Zoe. Then you yell at her and she just looks at you and wags like, what?
Yeah, then you feel bad later. You're like, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. So
No, I just wish that you did. And I pretend like I do and I get mad that you don't listen. Oh, man. All right. Well, okay. So Coriann.
Time to get serious.
Yes, let's get serious. So we're just super excited about learning more about like what you do and what you're into and like, you know, all that kind of jam with nutrition and fitness. I love your Instagram, by the way. You,
thank you.
are so funny. So everyone that is listening, you have to go follow her because it will make your life a lot brighter. But so talk to us about like simplifying nutrition, kind of just to make it work for you and your goals, like in and out of the gym. Definitely. And you keep it super simple without like getting overwhelmed by information, or feeling like you really need to be super restrictive. So talk to us about like that and kind of your journey and how you got there.
Yeah, so for me, whenever I started out, just a little about my background is whenever I was younger, I was like the year-round athlete. So I ran cross country in the summer into the fall, basketball in the winter, track in the spring. So basically just all the running. And at the time I ate like junk. I mean, I didn't know any better. No one was telling me, unfortunately, whenever you're in high school, no one tells you about any of that stuff. And yeah, one of my friends and I, we always talk about like, how are we alive from all of the stuff we used to eat? But so fast forward into college, I wasn't an athlete anymore. Unfortunately, I had a injury. I tore my ACL and my meniscus. And also I was kind of over running since I ran all the time, but I found like bodybuilding style of working out, you know, like the bro sets and being in the gym all the time. And I wanted to go into the collegiate setting and be a strength and conditioning coach. And I actually interned at a university in Texas for a while with the athletes. But while I was there, I started developing cystic acne on my face. I was overtraining in the gym. I definitely wasn't eating enough outside of the gym. And it just put me through like a hormonal tornado, basically. I started getting anxiety really bad. I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't even want to see my family. My face was just like so inflamed. I didn't know what to do. And the whole time while this was happening, I just realized, why is no one in this setting working with athletes and sports performance and no one's talking about nutrition? Especially in the athletic field, it's just the sports nutrition world is just so misinformed. It's really sad. And, you know, you have some people on one end of the spectrum that's saying, you know, eat all the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or the other end of the spectrum where they're like, boiled chicken and broccoli is going to be what you need to be eating. So, and that's just really gross to think about. So, yeah, I just figured, you know, if pro science websites aren't going to help me figure out how to clear up my acne or help me have tools where I'm not going to wake up every morning feeling like I've just been hit by a bus, then I guess I'm going to need to go out on my own and kind of figure out what to do. So I started researching. I just dove headfirst into books and podcasts, and then that's whenever I found the Nutritional Therapy Association. And literally right whenever I found it, I just decided, this is it. I'm pivoting. I'm moving to nutrition, and I want to help people become an advocate for their own health rather than worrying about the aesthetic surface so much. And through nutrition and reducing my intensity in the gym, like I said, I went from an athlete my whole life. Whenever I was in this collegiate setting, I was working out about 2-ish to 3 hours a day. And I went from that to just knowing in my gut, like, I know that overtraining is something that's really hurting me right now. So I went from working out so much to like I think almost 2 months where I didn't work out at all. And it really helped to heal my skin and my body. And I was eating so much more than usual. And I was able to pull myself out of that constant fatigue and clear up my acne naturally. Thank goodness. And so now I'm just really passionate about helping people realize that you don't need a laundry list of supplements. You don't need all these protocols. You don't need to run yourself into the ground with a fitness routine to live a healthier lifestyle. And it doesn't have to be hard. What you really need to do is make sure that you know what works for you and your body and your goals, and just have grace with yourself along the way as you try to figure out what that is. So, and as far as simplifying nutrition, for me, I think it's so easy for other people starting out to get overwhelmed by all the information out there that's on the internet. And it's easy to be finding all this conflicting information. You don't know what's beneficial and what's detrimental to health. And so I think a lot of people can just get confused, and it's so stressful figuring all this stuff out that you might end up quitting your health journey because you're just thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing. Or you're at the other end of the spectrum where you just take on more than you can handle. So whether that be the newest thing you want to try, I know everyone's into macros or paleo or keto or putting a label on everything. And it's funny because I have friends, and you guys might have experienced this too, but I have friends who aren't in the nutrition sphere at all. And they're messaging me about keto. And that's whenever you know that things are getting so crazy, whenever people outside of this nutrition bubble are starting to talk about stuff, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what is happening? But whenever people ask me that and I feel they're getting a little overwhelmed, I just like to say, let's take a step back and focus on living a healthier lifestyle first and building a foundation of health, rather than going straight into a very intricate diet where things can go wrong easily. So, like I said, why give someone a laundry list of supplements to take and all of these protocols and a super intense fitness routine when they're not ready for that and they can't handle that right now? So it's easy to get caught up in the next thing that's out there and being super restrictive, but I'd much rather take it one step at a time. And that's going to be what's sustainable anyways. Is if you're able to slowly build a foundation and work from there. And then, later, once we figure out how your body works and what you need, then we can start building upon that and maybe get into more detail. So, yeah, that's how I feel. Really helps to just not get super restrictive and super bogged down by all the information, but to just take a step back and think, let's take this one step at a time, see what we can do from here. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we want to talk about keto and go into that a little bit more, but I thought of a question when you were talking about how much you used to work out and you were constantly in the gym, but I know, just knowing you and watching your Instagram stories and everything, that you do still work out. It seems like a fair amount. And I actually downloaded, what is it, your 10 workouts, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's 9 free workouts.
Yes. Yeah. And those suckers are so hard. My legs were so sore. It was, like put your hand on the toilet seat first. Yes. Sore. And it was so simple. I was so mad at you, but I loved you at the same time. So how did you get to that point where you found a good balance of what was honoring your body in terms of working out?
Yeah. So whenever I was in the collegiate setting as an intern for the strength and conditioning area, I was doing a workout program that professional athletes do. That's the kind of working out I was doing at that time. And, I found some person's website, and the girl was saying, I eat a cup of chicken and 2 carrot sticks a day. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll do that. And so, yeah, like I said, I just had a gut feeling that this was really something that I needed to take a step back from. So, of course, it didn't happen overnight. I really fought against it because I was like, I'm an athlete. I've been doing this. I did all this whenever I was in high school, blah, blah, blah. But for me, knowing whenever I need a break, I know this now. Of course, then I didn't. But whenever I don't have motivation to get to the gym or I just want to stay home, that for me is an indicator, okay, let's slow down a little bit. So yeah, at first it was like what I had to do was just stop for a while, then slowly ease my way back into it. Then I got a little carried away again, of course, it's trial and error with everything, but then just taking a step back, and sometimes it's about doing what you can at the moment. Like, you don't need to go into the gym and do everything that everyone else is doing. You're not the same as the person that's next to you. So yeah, I just really got in tune with my body and realized, okay, it was a reality check to just think, okay, Coriann, let's not worry about competing and being the best. Let's just take a day off. And then, whenever we finally got our own equipment to have our own garage gym, that's whenever it was just like so much easier, because I'm very competitive. So it's nice to really not have other people around me so that I can focus on my own thing and how I feel. So that's how I really figure out what I'm doing the day is, how do I feel today, instead of thinking, what's she doing today? I just, check in with myself, and that's how I really navigate this whole situation.
I'm super competitive too, and if I don't have other people there, then I'm just real lazy.
Yeah.
Like when I ask myself, like, Casey, what do you feel like doing today? It's like, maybe a burp. I'm good.
Yeah, that's how I feel too sometimes. I'm like, I just feel like doing a push-up and that's it. But
as long as we video it, then it's cool.
Yes. Video the footage and then go in and eat. That's that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
That's awesome. I think it's important that you touched upon, like, really just kind of tuning in with yourself and tapping into those signals when your body's like, I don't feel like going to the gym, or I don't really feel like working out. So one thing that Emily Strom once said, she was like, my whole like philosophy on that is like, go to the gym, spend 5 minutes working out. And if you get 8 minutes into your workout and you just totally are not feeling it and you don't want to be there, like, stretch, honor your body, and like go home.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great thing, because I definitely have had those days when I was like lifting a lot more back in the day, not current day, but where I just like felt like I had a workout plan written out, and I was just like, I got to do this stuff, right? Like, it's Wednesday, it's back day, I got to knock all this out. And I would just be like exhausted, but I would push through it. And now, knowing what I know, it's like killing your adrenals, right? Killing your immune system. You might as well just take a rest, go do some yoga, stretch it out, go home and relax. So I think that's really important. Now, were you having any like symptoms when you took that step back, like with your health, like extreme fatigue or anything going on beyond just like a gut feeling?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I really think that working out as much as I did was really messing with my testosterone, and it was really contributing to my acne on my face, because I had first of all, I didn't know much about nutrition, but I knew a little bit. Sometimes the bro science websites get it right. I mean, a few times, but yeah, it was just this feeling. I was like, I don't know what else to do except for taking a step back. And every morning, I mean, of course, we were working like 14-hour days. So it was up in the morning, on your feet all day. Then I was working out on top of it, wasn't eating that much. And yeah, I could just feel my body like I was getting anxiety. I did not want to get up and go. I would make myself sick with worry, and I could just feel the fatigue all the time. So, yeah, that was like the gut feeling, and all this other stuff was kind of just like, okay, Coriann, you need to start paying attention to your body and what's going on. Because it will, and I truly believe that if we listen close enough, our body will tell us what it needs. But, most of the time we don't have the volume turned up loud enough to be able to listen. So
I love that analogy. That is so good. Yeah. Yeah. And it's tough too, as an athlete, when, you get to that point where you're like, okay, am I just being like essentially a little bitch? Or is there something really going on? Because there's so much to the mental side of it as well. So it's really hard to find that balance. And, I think that that's such a perfect example of just going through and doing the warm up or getting 8 minutes into the workout. And you're like, okay, do I still feel super crappy?
Yeah. And I was in a setting with guys, and they were working out, and they weren't like, whatever. So I also, like I said, very competitive. Like, I'm going to beat you. I don't care if you're a girl or a guy or a dog or a horse. I'm in there to beat you. And so for a while, I was doing everything. And I really had to check in with myself whenever no one else around me was like going through this, it seemed. Guys like don't care about anything. So, it was a reality check, and I really had to. It was upsetting for a while because I was like, well, why can't I do that? But you guys are okay.
So I'm curious, talk to me a little bit more about like how you pulled away from being super, super restrictive, but like you still exercise, you're still getting results, you feel really good about your body. So how did you like pull away from being super hardcore, right? And then you had that time period where you just kind of like woosah and you chilled out, and then you started to like pick it back up. But, how you've like created this workout team that just works for you, and it's not super hardcore, and you feel really good and you're getting results, right?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, so I just want to know more about like the transition and how you did that for yourself,
Yeah, oh my gosh. I wish it was as easy as being like, I meditated for a day and then I was great. I was ready to go, but it was such a work in progress. Like, I just now recently feel like I'm on the path where I really don't feel like any restrictions are put on me, but I really think it was comparing myself to people all the time. Like, I was an athlete, like I said, all the time growing up, and you got to compare yourself to other athletes. You got to know their times, you got to know what they're doing. So it's just ingrained in you, I think. And then you get into the collegiate atmosphere where, again, you're comparing yourself. And I really think it was taking a step back, not comparing myself, really telling myself, Coriann, you are your own person, and they aren't going through what you're going through. And just because other people have this life that may look glamorous online, in reality, it's probably not. So just focus on what you can focus on right now. And like you said, just go to the gym. And if you feel like going, then go. And if you don't, then that's okay. And it was really having grace with myself along the way. Because in the beginning, I was just like, wow, you're, that negative self-talk that you have. So it was really working on having grace with myself, being okay with not being the person who is 100% hardcore all the time. And it was a work in progress of just positive self-talk and not comparing myself to other people and just taking a step back from worrying about everyone else.
And I know that you're like, a pretty hardcore athlete still to this day, but do you have any like tips or tricks that you keep it pretty simple? Because I mean, I'm curious for myself, but I'm sure a lot of people are out there as well. Like for me, I guess I've struggled a lot with, I used to be in the gym, 3 to 4 days a week, like with a lifting routine, and now I'm not. And so I kind of got into this funk for a while where I like wasn't working out because I didn't know what to do, because I didn't want to be in my routine, but like I didn't know what I wanted to be doing. And so now like my whole thing is like, pick like 3 exercises, like 3 movements, and do like 12 to 20 reps each, and then repeat that like 3 times, right? And then like pick another 3 exercises and like run through that whole thing again. And like that's kind of how I do my workouts. I don't know. Maybe it like works in my brain a little bit, but I was just curious if you have some sort of like system, or like, I don't know, how you make your workout still effective but like simple.
Yeah, so I kind of keep a running list of exercises, and like I said, I'm a rebel, so very hard for me. I still haven't figured out the formula of what's gonna motivate me to do something. So, um, yeah, it's just really listening to what my body's feeling that day. So some days I might literally just squat for like a week. Like all my workouts are just a bunch of squatting things. So I think it's just listening to your body and not putting expectations on yourself of how you used to be. Because that was another big thing for me, is whenever I took that month or 2 off, I was constantly comparing myself when I came back to the numbers I used to hit. And that was just, it was like a weight on me that all the time I was like, why am I not doing what I've been doing? Because I know I can do it. So yeah, I think again, listening to your body, because it will tell you what it needs. And some days the workout might say you're doing squats and push-ups today, and you're like, I feel like stretching and doing some handstands. So yeah, I think it's just whenever you stop worrying so much about everything, that's whenever the results start coming in. And that's so hard to hear for some people, because I know for me, if people were telling me that, I would just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want results now. So yeah, it's really takes time to really check in with yourself, listen to what your body is trying to tell you.
And I would also say everyone should subscribe to your newsletter and download your home workouts, because they are amazing and so much fun.
Yeah, they are awesome.
And will kick your butt for sure.
Yeah. I haven't downloaded your 9 workouts yet, but I do the ones that you post on Instagram when you like take a picture and you just like put the workout on there. I actually do those workouts a lot, because I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, she gave me something to do. And so I really enjoy them. And yeah, like it's a good workout. And I'm like, it looks so simple when you read it. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. I can totally do this. And then you start doing it and it's like, whoa, okay.
I know.
It's a little bit more intense than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones, where it's like 2 exercises and you're like, Coriann, what are you even doing? You're going to be done in a second and you're on the ground like sweating right now.
Yes. Those, like literally as I've gotten older and like where I'm at right now, those are my favorite workouts. Like I'm totally into workouts right now that take like 20, 30 minutes, maybe with like some running, like a mile or 2 or something. Yeah. I'm so into that stuff where it just kicks your little booty. And it's
and whenever you realize it doesn't have to be 2 hours long and you can have an effective workout in like 15 minutes, just frees up your whole day. I mean, more time to do things.
So much more room for activities.
Right? I feel like we need to make up a hashtag for your workouts, since they're simple and kick your butt. We'll have to think of it.
I know. Well, every time I think of a name for something, I just always want to incorporate my last name into it, because it would just be like such a cool joke, like the Hoar House or something.
Booty Hoar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoar's booty burn.
Hoar's booty burn.
Yeah. That would get the likes.
Yeah.
Likes. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah. Next time I do one of your workouts, I'm going to hashtag that.
Funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, those workouts are good. And I just, like I said, I'm super enjoying those right now. Like I used to have a membership at LA Fitness, and I freaking hate LA Fitness. Sorry, LA Fitness. Not into you.
Yeah. They're not going to be our show sponsor.
Yeah.
No.
You lost.
They especially the one that I went to, nobody re-racked their weights, which is like common gym etiquette. I mean, who goes to a gym and doesn't know that re-racking your weights is like your responsibility, and that's like etiquette again. I never got it, and it drove me mad to a point where I canceled my membership because there were weights all over the gym. I mean, I took pictures, I sent it to the manager. I was just like, this is freaking insane. I've never been in a gym like this, and just nothing happened from it. So I canceled my membership. So like right now I am strictly 100% at home workouts, and it's definitely been like a weird transition. I'm like, what am I going to do? But then I just look at Coriann's workouts and I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, this is what I'm going to do, you know? Just keeping it super simple, and it's working really well. And I know that's what you're doing right now too. So I'm really enjoying it.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I just wanted to make one note because you mentioned keto earlier, that keto is so hot right now. Like, I don't know what's going on or where it's being put out in the media, because it's obviously like newsletters and webinars and all kinds of things that I'm missing out on, because people come to me all the time through nutrition clients and they're like, keto this, keto that. And I'm just like, what is, like, do you guys understand what it is to be keto? Like, you are eating 70% of your calories from fat. And I don't think that people understand that.
I know. They think it's just cheese, honestly.
Yeah.
I really think that is.
Dude, seriously, cheese and avocados. And I don't think that they realize that like a true ketogenic diet is for people with like, you know, some serious health issues that it's, you know, benefiting from, but it's great for people with like, epilepsy and stuff like that. So it's really cool, but to get there, it's pretty intense fat. And so when I even talk to people just about incorporating like coconut oil and avocados and olives and stuff, they're like, is this keto? I'm just like,
Yeah.
No, this is not keto. This is like healthy.
Yeah. This is life. This is real.
Yeah. So I don't know where that came from either, but I'm feeling you on that, girl.
Yeah, it is insane because, yeah, I've had so many people ask me, and I'm just like, you know, you might just benefit more from just eating real food, just eating more vegetables and incorporating fat and good quality meat rather than, you know, eating cheese, 45 pounds of cheese a day and not really knowing what you're doing. Because so many people have said, I've been doing keto, and I'm like, oh, cool, someone to talk to about nutrition. They're like, yeah, like I'll have cheese and like this low fat something or other. I'm like, I don't think you know what it is you're doing.
Yeah. I think people just see it as another quick fix.
Yes.
Okay, here's a quick way that I can lose some weight.
Yes.
Well, it's very trendy right now for some reason.
Yeah.
But I think that people don't know how to do it correctly. And that's the other thing that really concerns me is people that all of a sudden are like, I'm going keto and I'm going to eat a bunch of fat from a standard American low-fat diet. And those people are going to blow their freaking gallbladders out of their stomach.
I know. It's insane. And people don't want to take the time to research it, just because even if you just do a basic research on it, you would see what it actually is. But people don't even want to take the time to do a little bit of research for themselves, because all they see is, oh my gosh, I can have cheese and
lose weight
else. Yeah, I know.
At the same time.
I mean, I can see why people are interested in it if that's what they're thinking. I can eat all the cheese and lose all the weight. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But so I don't know. I think that it's important that people understand it. And I also think that it's important that people go from a standard American diet to incorporating more fat slowly. I think that that's another place where people are getting into an issue, because then you get into a problem where your gallbladder is just overloaded and the bile can't handle breaking down and emulsifying all that fat, and it just kind of gets sluggish, and to a point where it's like, whoa, you did this way too quick, and then you're not breaking down your fat, and you see a film on your toilet water or white stuff in your poop, and that's not good.
Yeah.
No fatty stools.
No fatty stools.
That's our goal.
Yeah.
Another hashtag.
Yeah. I was about to say hashtag NTP goals.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's interesting. But true keto is an insane amount of fat. It's a lot.
Yeah, and like you said, people just jump into it, and it's a gradual thing. If you're coming from a standard American diet, you don't just jump right into it, because that's where all the issues start. Is whenever people are just jumping from one thing to the next and not prepping themselves and their body for what's about to come.
Yeah, so definitely going from eating more of your refined carbohydrates, starchier carbs, that kind of thing, introducing more fats, which I think that people really should be doing for most of their meals. Kind of like, I know you were talking about this the other day on Instagram, your starchier carbohydrates should really be like post-workout. And then other than that, even pre-workout is like more fat, protein, vegetables.
Yes.
And yeah. So, if everyone would kind of start there and then maybe dabble into keto, I mean, give it a little bit of time though. Get some, get fat adapted first. I think is really important, and people are skipping over that.
And even if you start, just like I mentioned, just eating real food, more of a real food diet rather than standard American diet, that's going to prep you to be able to handle transitioning into a more keto type of lifestyle. And, there's different ways to do keto, because some people like have carb up days, or like they do carb ups right after their workout. And just got to figure out what works for you, but correctly, in working with someone,
right?
Rather than eating all the cheese.
Yep, cheese and sausage. Yeah, so true. So, well, for all you people that are interested in keto, Google it.
Watch some dreams for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, but on maybe kind of a related note, you are starting a YouTube channel. So tell us about that. Are you going to bash keto or anything?
Oh my gosh. Who knows? I just feel like I missed my calling. I mean, I seriously should be going to LA right now to try to audition for something. But I mean, I guess there's still time. So
we'll waste time.
Yeah, I'll probably talk about keto, because it is such a hot topic. But so my YouTube channel is really just about educating people on nutrition in the easiest way possible. Again, because that's what I'm passionate about, is helping everyone see that it doesn't have to be that hard to live a healthier lifestyle. But of course, not everyone is going to sit down and research every little detail about nutrition. If they would be on this side of the camera. So, but I think it's important to be educated on our body and how it works, because our bodies are just so crazy smart. And like I said, if we listen close enough, it'll tell us what it needs. But with that being said, for my YouTube channel, I also don't want to just be sitting there and having a 2-hour-long conversation where I'm just talking in monotone and people are listening to a dense topic on nutrition and they're just sitting there like, Coriann, I just want to live a healthier lifestyle. I don't need to know all the small little details. So I really try to break down the meat and nutrition topics and make them easy to understand. And I also just have fun in my videos, as seen on Instagram. Different than the average person, but I'm actually working on a blooper reel video, because
love it.
Yeah.
I literally have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to filming. I just decided one day, I was like, YouTube channel, okay. And the part where I'm filming, there's bees everywhere and people are talking in the background, and I'm whispering to myself and fearing for my life from the bees, and then I get sidetracked while I'm waiting, and then I start singing. So there's where I fall out of my shoe. There's just things that happen for sure. But so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. When is it going to be coming out?
Last week was my first video.
Okay.
And I do a video every Tuesday.
Okay.
So what's your YouTube channel called?
Coriann Hoar.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
Everything the same.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's, if I've learned anything about growing our businesses as nutritionists, as NTPs, I think that just doing it by our names is perfect, because then it's all just black and white.
Mm-hmm.
You are your brand.
Yeah.
So
And it gives you a chance to pivot in the future if you like whatever you want to talk about. So,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
I super dig it. Now, what about your upcoming membership program, the Thrive Toolbox?
yeah. Okay. So I'm super excited about this. I've been dabbling in one-on-one consulting, but what I really want to do is create like a central hub for people to be able to be an advocate for their own health. And so they can kind of build their own unique lifestyle toolbox and apply it to their life. So I'm creating, it's a one-of-a-kind exclusive membership program called the Thrive Toolbox. And members will have exclusive health and wellness content, of course. But the fun part is that people will have access to PDF meal plan templates specific to different needs. So, like healing your gut, or nourishing your skin, or loving your adrenals. And there's also going to be some mini health challenges to take part in. So, like a 7-day detox plan for your skin, or getting healthy into the holidays. And there's going to be videos and more workouts and free PDF resources, as well as community support. So there's going to be a ton of resources. And rather than spending hundreds of dollars on a course or a program that's just about one specific topic, it's going to be a small fee and you have access to all these different variety of resources. So I just want to be able to help educate people to be able to check in with their body and figure out what it needs. And then they can take these tools that's in the toolbox and apply them to their life to just be able to help as many people as possible. And there's also going to be access to me personally within the community support. So rather than a computer algorithm being there answering your questions whenever you pop on, I'll be there personally for specific nutrition questions you have. And it'll be a safe and judgment-free space for people to talk about their health and get feedback from a nutritionist, because I know that there are Facebook groups, but I feel sometimes that people can slip through the cracks and get in, and then it starts becoming this kind of unsafe area for some people, and some people don't feel as comfortable talking about it. So yeah, it'll just be private community support, and yeah, it's just going to have all the resources and all the information for people.
I love that. That sounds like such a fun program. When are you going to be rolling that out?
The goal is early November.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll have to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
And actually on my website, I have a video that's on the Thrive Toolbox page, and it explains it more in depth of everything that's going to be in it. And then you can sign up to get updates about when it's going to come out, what it's going to have in it, and all that good stuff.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited.
Yes, I love that idea. Yeah, I love that idea. Just getting information out there to the masses, because it's cool. You know, you don't have to do like one-on-one stuff, but people can still get so much education and knowledge from you, and like really just kind of take some steps to change their life.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome. Casey and I think that's a great idea. A good way to go.
Yeah.
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 Very cool.
Now, do you do all of your own graphics and website and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You are so talented. When you guys check out her website and get the PDFs and everything, you will see what I am talking about. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really is my favorite part about everything, is creating things, and then you're just spending like all your time creating this one thing, and you're just like, this is going to be the most amazing thing in the world. Everyone wants this. Let's make it look good. So
I always have an idea of what I want it to look like, and then it looks like a 3-year-old drew it drunk. So
I want to meet those 3-year-olds.
they're little rebels. I mean, you know? But yeah, I so admire all of your work. It is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am not that talented. One day.
One day. There's still time.
Yeah, I always can learn.
Yeah, when you grow up.
Mm-hmm. One day when I grow up, yes. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I'm like totally switching gears here. So I know you've been doing seed cycling lately.
Mm-hmm.
How is that going?
Well, I've just started it, but
Okay.
I've heard so many great things about it, and people are able to sync back up with their cycle with the moon, and it can help relieve some of those PMS symptoms.
Now tell everybody that maybe doesn't know what seed cycling is, what it is.
Yeah, so it's basically there's 2 phases in your menstrual cycle. So for the first half of your cycle, you have you take 2 specific seeds. You take flax seeds, and I don't know why I can't think. Oh, pumpkin seeds. And then the second half of your cycle, you take sunflower seeds and sesame seeds. And the way it works is that they have different properties that work with your body and with your hormones, and it helps to relieve some of those PMS symptoms that you have. So you take a tablespoon of each seed a day for the first half, tablespoon of each seed for the second half. So yeah, what I've done is I've created like little seed bites, which is just an easier way rather than just, I don't even know what I would do with 2 tablespoons of seeds
Right.
if I was just eating them. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm really excited to see the progress and how it all plays out, because I've only heard great things from it, and people have talked about it in the past, but I think it's starting to become more of a hot topic that people are talking about. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had never heard of it, so I was really glad when you asked. Explain it, 'cause I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, I've of course heard of it, and I've heard of people having a lot of really good success from actually doing it. So it's like your luteal phase and your follicular phase, and you're eating different seeds during those 2 phases, like a little bit every single day. And like the vitamins and minerals and just the nutritional benefits that you're getting from those seeds during your phases somehow really like just gives your hormones a hug.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm a rebel, and people are jumping on this bandwagon, and I was like, I don't know, but I decided to just try it out and see how it goes, because it does sound crazy whenever you're just kind of saying, these seeds will kind of help relieve some of those symptoms. They have other benefits, but yeah, I mean, your body is so crazy smart, and nutrition is so crazy if you just think about all this stuff. So,
yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, you'll have to keep us posted with how you're doing in the time to come when you actually have like a full cycle of seeds in your system.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be doing a recap on my experience. So.
Okay, very cool. Well, yeah, you'll have to let us know so we can let our listeners know that to go check it out. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, cool.
Well, I don't have anything else. Do you, Coriann? Where can people find you? That was where we want to go next.
I am on Instagram at Coriann Hoar. I might as well spell it out for you, because Hoar is an interesting last name, but it's at Cori, Cori, Hoar, Hoar. So that's my Instagram. My website is Coriann Hoar. My Facebook is Coriann Hoar. No, it's Cori Hoar. Sorry. My Facebook is Cori Hoar. And then I have a newsletter I send out every week, and you get exclusive content on there and discount codes and information I don't share anywhere else. So I also have my YouTube channel, which is just Coriann Hoar, and I think that's it.
Awesome. Yes, and everybody needs to subscribe to your newsletter, because it is so good. It's one of the few that I actually read.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah. I read yours and Jennifer Osman's.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like them because they're short and simple and sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And funny and pretty.
And all that stuff too. Yeah.
I think we just described the perfect girl with that.
I know. That's funny. Well,
All right, friend. Well,
thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for having me. I'm so glad you guys had me on here.
Yeah, this was fun, and we appreciate all your wiggets. Wow, nuggets of wisdom.
I'll give you my wiggets anytime.
Yes, hashtag wiggets.
Yes.
So many hashtags from this episode.
Love it.
That's so funny. All right, friend. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.